This is Robert Daniel from Group 1. We're here to do the final demo. Well, first I want to start off with the API library basically that we decided on for this. We did decide to do the open library, create an easy to use book search UI. The reason we chose this because this the documentation on this is pretty good, and we liked it a lot. And I like books, and this is a pretty cool thing that they have built here for the open source. And we definitely went through a lot of this, trying to figure out what's everything look like, are the API formats looking like, what's the response. A lot of that will go. Kennard will actually go into a lot more detail. He will be presenting after me, but he'll go into the back end code and how that really works and how it worked with using this. But I wanted to go over kind of the Figma presentation idea that we had, and kind of show you the original design for it. So this is our original design idea for the UI. There'll be an image here, just a random book published, a description, a generic kind of book search area that you could search for your title or by author, and it would pull up, and there would be pagination to it. For this about us, there's no anything really planned for that. It was just, let's just have an about us page filled with just Phil Latin that you can download, because obviously this is just a demo UI, but we wanted to have it because most websites have that, so we would at least have it in spirit, right? And kind of while we were doing all of this, we did spin up the Kanban board. Here's some of the tickets we worked when we were doing all this. And so, there's a fair amount of tickets that we were able to split up pretty evenly among the team. I was sort of kind of unofficially the Scrum Master, so I tried to make sure our tickets were at least rolling in at a pretty good rate. I will not show a whole lot of how the UI works, because Jean will be doing that. He'll be going after Kennard. But this is it, just to kind of show off, like, hey, it came pretty close to what our original intention was, which is cool. Here's the image and everything. So we were pretty happy with that outcome on it. The next thing I did want to go over, because like I said, Jean will go over the UI walkthrough and also the front end code. I wanted to at least show off our Cypress testing, and that we did make some code for it, and everything passed, and that Cypress, for me, while it was a new thing, was definitely exciting to see and use, and how much you really could go a long way with it if you wanted to. And I was just really happy we were able to get some good tests in there and make sure everything looked good. Here is the actual code for the Cypress testing. But like I said, we really had a lot of fun with this project, and I'm glad we had a pretty good looking UI. Next up is Kennard.
Hi, this is Kennard McGill, a part of Group 1, and my focus on our project was to create the backend API connections. The API we chose was the Open Library Search API, and to get things started, the thing we did was use Spring Initializer to create the basic structure for our site, and we created a Gradle project and included the Spring Web and Longblock dependencies. So once we had that generated, we were able to then go into our file structure and create a book controller file. The book controller file is we're gonna use to create our mappings. So we have a total of 7 API connections, and as you can see in our book service implementation file, we have these different API calls, and we have calls to request a title, query parameter title, request authors, request a subject, And we also have page groupings, and we also have author page groupings, as well as API connection to book covers. So I will go through some of those connections here. So as you can see, this returns a JSON raw JSON file, and this query parameter returns titles. We have another that just returns the also titles, and we have another connection that allows you to request authors, and this API connection requests subjects, and this API connection allows you to group the results in groups of 100. As you can see here, this is on page 4. If we jump back to page 1, you can see it start off at 0. Groupings go from 0 to 100. So page 1 should jump back to 0. And we also have an API connection that connects book covers. Just go into one of these here and use the cover ID for our book covers, and just swap that out at the end of this path. And there's another book cover, and that is the total of all our API connections, and that is it.
Hello, this is Jian. Welcome to the final demo. I'm focused on the UI part of the project, so let me give you an overview of what the UI looks like and the features that we have implemented. As you can see here, this is our landing page. The first part of the page is just introduction and how to use our website. User can fetch a random book from the Open Library API by just clicking on this button. We have a loading effect to improve the user experience when data is being fetched. Um, and this is your book of the day. On this page, we fetch book's cover image, title, and the author of book. We have another page called book search page. Here, we allow user to search book by title or authors. Let's try search some book. We just search JK. And here's the result. We have a total of 749 results. Each page should only contain five books. And we can navigate to the next page or go to previous page by clicking on the pagination bar down here. And we also have another page called About Us page. This is just placeholder. If we want to put our contact information here, our company information or our social media link. And now let me show you how our React structures. Here we have folder called React, right? We have a asset folder that contains all the media files, all the image icons here. And we have a component folder, which is containing all the other components we use across different pages. Like this loading effect, we use on pretty much all the pages. We have navigations. We use this component to navigate between pages, and this is paginations. We use this component to do the paginations and search bar as well. And we also have a container folder. This is used for the page level components that represent each pages. And we have a style.css, which is cover all the style on the pages. And that's about it. Thank you.